The Hunter and the Empire. Book 1 of the Chronicles of the Predator in the Star Wars universe. Prologue. Through the rift. The hunt had been clean until the sky tore open. The jungle world lay beneath a twilight sky the color of old iron. Black stone spires rose from the earth like broken teeth. Between them stretched a labyrinth of alien architecture, vast curved halls carved by hands older than memory. The hunters had tracked their prey here. Xenomorphs. Perfect organisms. Silent, merciless, and worthy. Infrared vision burned across the predator's mask as he stalked through the ruins. Heat signatures flickered among the columns, 3 of them. Lean, fast, deadly. The creatures moved with serpentine grace. The hunter crouched on a ledge of cracked obsidian. Beneath him his brothers advanced through the ruins, combo sticks ready. A ritual hunt. A worthy ending for warriors. The first xenomorph struck with impossible speed. It erupted from the ceiling, claws slashing downward. One hunter died instantly. Acid blood hissed across the stone. The jungle fell into chaos. Plasma bolts flashed blue against black walls. Xenomorph screams echoed like metal tearing. The protagonist hunter leapt forward, spear extending with a metallic snap. His strike pierced one creature cleanly through the chest. Acid erupted. Pain scorched his armor. Yet he did not retreat. The hunt demanded balance. Then the ground trembled. Deep beneath the ruins something ancient awakened. A massive circular structure at the center of the ruins began to glow. Engineer machinery. For millennia it had slept. Now the violence of the hunt stirred it. Light spiraled upward from the structure like a pillar of liquid fire. Gravity twisted. Sound warped. The surviving hunters turned toward it instinctively. The sky cracked open. Not lightning. A wound in reality itself. The rift. Air screamed inward. Stone fragments spiraled into the void. One hunter was lifted from the ground and torn apart as the rift devoured him. The protagonist hunter sprinted for his ship, cloak shimmering. The world bent around him. The jungle stretched and folded like cloth. His ship roared upward just as the rift swallowed the sky. And then. Silence. Stars stretched into lines of white fire. The ship spun helplessly through a tunnel of impossible space. And suddenly. It emerged into a new galaxy. ACT-1. Awakening in the Obsidian Crown. The Predator ship drifted through unfamiliar stars. Its hull scarred. Systems failing. Moments later the shadow of something colossal blotted out the light. An Imperial Star Destroyer. The Obsidian Crown. Its vast triangular hull loomed like a blade in space. Inside the bridge, Imperial officers watched the alien craft with fascination. Unknown vessel, said a sensor officer. No registry. The captain smiled thinly. Bring it aboard. A tractor beam seized the Predator craft. The hunter inside lay unconscious. His blood steamed against the cold metal floor. The hunt had been stolen from him. He awoke to the smell of chemicals. Antiseptic. Metal. Cold. Vision blurred. White light stabbed into his eyes. His body lay strapped to a table. Restraints locked around his limbs. Alien voices spoke around him. Imperial scientists circled the table, recording data. Remarkable physiology, one murmured. Dense bone structure. Redundant organs. Another examined the Predator mask resting on a nearby tray. What language is this? Stormtroopers stood guard near the walls. Blaster rifles ready. The Predator remained still. But his senses awakened. He felt vibrations through the metal table. Heartbeats. 32 of them. Heat signatures burned through half-closed vision. Weak. Unworthy. The hunt had become a cage. Memory flickered. The ruined temple. The rift. The screams of dying hunters. His clan had fallen. Balance demanded vengeance. Slowly, silently, the Predator flexed his wrist. The restraints creaked. One scientist leaned closer. Subject is regaining neural activity. The Predator's eyes opened fully. And the hunt began again. ACT-2. The hunt within. The first kill made no sound. The Predator snapped the restraint clean from the table. Before the nearest scientist could scream, the hunter's hand crushed the man's throat. Bone collapsed. Silence returned. Stormtroopers raised rifles. Too slow. The Predator moved like living shadow. He tore a blaster from one trooper's grip and drove the barrel through the soldier's visor. A second trooper fired. Red bolts scorched the wall as the hunter rolled across the floor. He seized a scalpel from the surgical tray and hurled it with perfect aim. The blade buried itself in the trooper's throat seam. The corridor alarms began to howl. But the predator had already vanished. Dash dash dash. The hunter moved through the ship like a ghost. Corridors hummed with cold machinery. Imperial soldiers searched in squads. None saw the blur moving along the ceiling vents. The predator followed scent trails. Blood. Oil. Metal. Finally he reached the armory where his equipment had been stored. Glass containment fields glowed around the artifacts. His gauntlet. His combo stick. And the mask. The hunter smashed the containment unit with one strike. He reclaimed the gauntlet first. The weapon locked into place with a familiar click. Next the combo stick. The spear telescoped outward. Balance returning. But the mask. The mask was resurrection. When he placed it over his face the world transformed. Infrared vision ignited. Thermal life burned everywhere. And something else. Something subtle. A current flowing through living things. A pulse beneath existence itself. The Force. The predator did not name it. But he felt its rhythm. Life. Death. Balance. The hunt. Dash dash dash. Deeper within the Star Destroyer he found another prisoner. A human. Male. Bearded. Eyes calm despite captivity. Chains bound his wrists. The predator studied him. The human's body glowed differently in infrared. Not merely heat. Energy. Balanced. Not prey. Not enemy. The hunter sliced the chains. The man rose slowly. They regarded one another. Understanding passed between them without words. The hunt had chosen allies. Dash dash dash. Stormtroopers poured into the detention block. Blaster fire filled the air. The predator vanished into cloak. The human lifted a hand. The air itself seemed to ripple. A stormtrooper was hurled backward into the wall. The predator struck from invisibility. One spear thrust. One wrist blade. No wasted motion. Bodies fell. The corridor fell silent again. Hunter and Mystic walked together through the wreckage. Dash dash dash. ACT-3. Balance restored. They reached the hangar bay as alarms screamed across the Star Destroyer. Rows of TIE fighters prepared for launch. The predator studied the vessels. The human pointed toward a shuttle. They ran. Stormtroopers rushed forward. The predator's shoulder cannon deployed with a mechanical hiss. Blue plasma erupted. Two troopers vanished in a flash of light. The shuttle ramp lowered. Moments later the craft blasted into space. TIE fighters screamed in pursuit. The human closed his eyes. His hands moved subtly. One pursuing fighter spun out of control. Another crashed into the hull of the Obsidian Crown. The shuttle jumped to hyperspace. Silence returned. Dash dash dash. Star charts glowed across the cockpit. The human studied them carefully. One world pulsed with warning signals. Imperial excavation. Outer rim. Below its crust slept something ancient. Something hungry. The predator leaned closer. He recognized the energy pattern. Xenomorphs. The hunt was not over. It had merely changed galaxies. Dash dash dash. Epilogue. The Hunter's Oath. The shuttle drifted in orbit above the dark world. Lightning flashed across endless jungles. Below them, deep within the soil, the xenomorph hive stirred. The predator stood silently at the viewport. His mask lenses glowed faint red. Behind him the grey Jedi meditated quietly. Both sensed it. Destiny. Far across the galaxy another presence stirred. A vast corruption seated upon a throne of power. The Emperor. The predator did not know his name. But he felt the imbalance. And the hunt always moved toward imbalance. His claws tightened slowly. The drums of ancient hunts echoed in memory. The creed of his kind whispered through instinct older than language. All life must face the trial of survival. None escaped the hunt. The predator turned toward the descending shuttle. Below waited prey worthy of legends. And beyond them. Something far greater. The hunter had found a new galaxy. And a new quarry.